Hey, what's up everyone? This week we're going to be taking a look at Vaan, who is a pretty interesting character. So he's a unique type, and his moveset is kind of different from other characters. Vaan is the HP spam master. He can use 2 HP attacks during a match, and he has 6 to choose from as opposed to the usual 4. He has less bravery attacks to use to compensate for that, and none of them are particularly strong, but Vaan's HP attack game is where he shines. He has a varied set of HP attacks, and most of them are really good. You pretty much see Vaan spamming a lot of HP attacks, and that can make him pretty dangerous. Also, Vaan's unique ability is that after connecting with HP attacks a certain number of times, they start doing increased damage. So after hitting with HP attacks 3 times, the damage increases, and then after hitting with 6 times, the damage increases again. But this count is reset to 0 if Vaan dies. On top of that, Vaan's unique X skill allows him to freeze his bravery for a short period of time. So, for example, let's say he uses this X skill whenever he has, 3,500 bravery. So even when he connects with an HP attack or gets attacked, his bravery won't change for the duration of the buff. So he can go on an HP attack spamming spree with potentially lethal bravery every attack. So between his unique ability and his X skill, Vaan can become a really dangerous late game threat. If he starts to build up his bravery and his HP attack count, he can kind of snowball the game and finish the enemy team off himself. Vaan is definitely one of the most dangerous characters in the game, and enemies should look to keep him in check and make sure he dies if his HP attack count gets too high. The YouTuber we're going to watch play is Taka. He's a top-ranked Vaan player and has over 100 videos of Vaan on his channel. The first couple of games, the 2 HP attacks he's going to use are a counter and a quick melee HP attack. You'll see them both in action here. Alright, so let's get right into this first game. Alright, so for this first matchup here, the blue team is going to be Vaan, Warrior of Light, and the Emperor. And they're going to be going up against Cecil, Vaan, and Furion. So, pretty balanced teams here, nothing too special on either side. So what you're going to immediately notice here, what Vaan is doing, he's throwing out this lightning long range attack that he has, and it's probably one of his best bravery attacks. Basically you can kind of see how long the range is on it, and also the tracking is pretty good as well. So it's just kind of following around the target that he's throwing it at. And the main reason he's spamming that is, like I said, his bravery attacks aren't, anything special for the most part. So he's not the type of character that wants to be up in somebody's face most of the time. He just doesn't really have the tools to handle that. So he's just gonna kind of poke from a distance, try to build up his bravery a little bit, and just look for people who are in bad positions. So you see right here, the enemy team's Vaan tries to throw out the thunder on our Vaan. So Vaan uses his counter HP attack, which is called Ground Zero, and actually picks up some good HP damage there on the enemy team's Vaan. So nice reaction time and awareness there by our Vaan to throw out that counter and see what the enemy team's Vaan was doing. So anyways, back to just throwing out that lightning attack and just, looking around to see if anyone's not really focusing too much on him. He catches Cecil with a dash attack there. He throws out Ground Zero, but the enemy Vaan does the same, so nothing happening there. He does pick up an HP attack there on Cecil. That's called Cruel Azul. That's his HP attack that's in melee range. It's pretty quick and a good way to connect on people who aren't focusing on you. So he's just throwing out Ground Zero again. He actually catches Furion, who's focusing on somebody else, hits him with Cruel Azul, and does some good HP damage. So now he's kind of dashing towards the enemy, looks to try and attack Vaan, but Vaan dodges away. Good dodge there by him. So back to throwing out that lightning attack, just trying to poke at the enemy here. Looks like the enemy team is trying to summon, so they actually get that off. Now they're going to have Rama active, so blue team's going to have to be a little careful about that. Vaan just kind of backing up, trying to dodge Rama's attacks and sticking around near his team. Okay, so Vaan actually just used his unique X skill there, the one I was talking about that locks his bravery. He's now at 2,702 bravery. He chases down Furion. Furion tries to dodge backwards, but Vaan calls him out on it, keeps dashing, and connects with his Cruel Azul. He catches Cecil at the tail end of his attack animation, and catches him with Cruel Azul as well, dealing a lot of HP damage to both of those two people. His X skill actually wears off right at the last second of Ram's attack there, so he actually does get reset. But he connects with Furion, dealing some HP damage here. And I just want to point out, like I was talking about his unique ability, he's connected with his HP attacks more than 3 times at this point. So you see, even though he only had, I think it was close to like 500 bravery, he's actually going to deal a lot of HP damage to Furion here. The additional damage actually going to cause him to break Furion's bravery, and he ends up doing about 1,500. So keep an eye out on that. He's going to actually end up dealing a lot of additional damage here, unless he gets killed. So it looks like Vaan's just kind of using a couple of his buffs here. He threw out his HP regain for his team. Looks like the Emperor just fell, but it's okay. Blue team is still up by 1 health bar. Looks like enemy team's Vaan was actually dashing in and Our Vaan actually caught him with Cruel Azul as he was coming in. So what I just want to point out here at the same time, like I was saying earlier, I think he had about 1300 bravery whenever he connected with Cruel Azul. But you see all those 196s popping up on the enemy team's Vaan. That's all the additional damage that his HP attack is doing. I think he's connected with his HP attacks over 6 times, so he's hit that second tier of additional damage. So you see how much that can build up very quickly, and it's also going to break Vaan's bravery. So he ends up doing, I think it was about 4000 HP damage. So you kind of see the beast that Vaan can become if he's, left to play his game. If nobody tries to focus him down and kill him whenever he starts building up those HP attack stacks, and just lets him start going off with his Cruel Azul or whatever HP attack he might be using. So he was able to pick up all 3 of the kills for his team there. Really good play by Vaan for sure. Really good bravery management on his part, and being able to avoid the red team and not, take any unnecessary risks. So this game definitely shows you how good Vaan can be and how dangerous he can be. Okay, so right into the second game here. Blue team is going to be Vaan, Cloud, and Furion, and the red team is going to be Kain, Squall, and Vaan. So right away you kind of see that red team has 2 really good lockdown speed characters in Kain and Squall, and they also have Vaan, so 3 really dangerous opponents on the red team. So our Vaan is going to have to play at a distance here for sure. He's not going to want to rush into anything prematurely, because the 2 speed characters will definitely punish him for it. So you see, just kind of like in the first game, he's just throwing out his lightning attack, also throwing out his long-range fireball attack, just trying to poke at the enemies. He pops up the enemy team's Vaan, actually leads into a combo with the Cloud player. Kain tried to interrupt Cloud, and he actually succeeded, but Vaan tried to catch Kain in his dash, but just couldn't quite reach him. He gets a bravery attack off on Squall there, interrupting Squall's HP attack, building up his bravery a good bit. You see everyone's kind of grouping up. He starts an HP attack on the enemy team Vaan, but Kain interrupts him with a bravery attack and knocks him away. Good combo though there with Furion. Furion wall rushed Kain, and then Vaan was there to pick up the assist and deal some good HP damage to Kain. So just everyone kind of throwing out their HP attacks here. Everyone's kind of staying grouped up. Vaan chasing down Kain here while he was dashing, actually dealing some good bravery damage to him. So the summoning stone pops up, you see everyone's kind of attacking it. Blue team only needs a couple of hits to actually max out their summoning gauge, so they'll be able to utilize that a little bit in the future. You see Vaan threw out Ground Zero and actually connected on Squall there, dealing some good HP damage. Now I just want to point out, the attack animation from the Ground Zero actually left Vaan vulnerable, so he actually was getting 2v1 by Kain and red team Vaan here. That actually set up a nice little combo, leading into some HP damage on Vaan. But looks like Furion was actually able to kill red team Vaan here, leaving Kain very vulnerable, now surrounded by 3 blue team players, and leaving blue team in a 3v2 situation now with Vaan dead. So what's going to happen here is Kain actually tries to do a bravery attack there on Vaan, wall rushes him, but Cloud is there to actually pick up the assist and pick up a kill there on Kain. So actually saves Vaan there in that situation. So nice teamwork by the blue team. So red team's already very quickly down to 1 health bar. We're probably going to see Vaan fishing around trying to pick up that last kill. They have Rama active now, so you see them kind of moving in aggressively. Vaan throws out an HP attack there, connects on red team Vaan, but gets attacked himself and takes a little bit of HP damage. Not too much though, only about 1000. So once again, rushing in here, he actually tries to use Cruel Azul on Kain, but Cloud had already started an HP attack and actually dealt a lot of damage to him already. So blue team is just kind of grouped up here looking for who they want to target. Vaughn's trying to dash in, just trying to see if he can connect on anybody. Throwing out Ground Zero just in case anyone tries to attack him. So what Vaughn's noticing here is that the red team Vaan is trying to attack Furion, and if I just move a couple of seconds forward. So you see that red team Vaan has started using Cruel Azul on the blue team Furion. So he's going to be locked into that attack animation, so our Vaan knows that he can attack red team Vaan, no problem, and easily pick up the kill for his team, since red team Vaan is completely locked into that attack. So that's exactly what he's going to do. The HP attack bonus damage that he gets from his unique ability is enough to break Vaughn's bravery and pick up the kill on him. So really good teamwork there by the blue team. Once again, kind of showing off how strong Vaan can be. In a lot of these games, whenever Vaughn's on the winning team, you kind of see him popping off a little bit with his HP attacks. He's pretty fun to watch with how much damage he can push out in a short period of time. But yeah, he's definitely a really, really cool character and a really good character to have on your team. But yeah, that was a really good game. A lot of cool team combos there by blue team. You always see that a lot whenever you have a Furion on the team. You always see a lot of really cool combos. But yeah, nice awareness there by the blue team, and really good job there by Vaan. Okay, so in this last matchup here, Vaan is actually going to switch out his ground 0 HP attack for one called White Whirl. It's a pretty good HP attack. It's got short range, but it lasts for about 5 seconds or so. So it's a pretty good zoning tool, and you'll see some cool kind of setups that you can do with it in this match here. Okay, so jumping right into it. So blue team is going to be Vaan, Warrior of Light, and Ace, and they're going up against red team, which is Y'shtola, Cloud, and Kain. So red team is pretty balanced here. They've got some good long range moves with all of their characters, but also Kain and Cloud are really strong on the melee side, so Vaughn's going to have to watch out for that. He's going to kind of want to keep his distance as he has been usually. So there you kind of see that white Pillar of Light and that tornado going around it. That's a White Whirl. You see Vaan just kind of throw those out liberally, no reason not to, and it kind of just sets up a zone that makes it really difficult for the red team to get in and out from. So he's just going to keep throwing out those White Whirls and just kind of using his long range attacks and just try to poke at the enemy. So he throws out White Whirl, actually connects on Cloud and deals some damage. He catches Kain trying to do some bravery attacks on Warrior of Light, and he actually catches him with Cruel Azul while he wasn't paying attention. So that's already 2 HP attacks that Vaan is connected with, so already starting to build those stacks. So once again, just throwing out White Whirl and just trying to avoid the enemies. He catches Cloud focusing on Warrior of Light and catches him with a Cruel Azul as well, so already hit that first tier of increased damage on his HP attacks. So he's still just kind of staying away from the red team as much as he can, and just throwing out his HP attacks. Alright, so this is pretty sweet. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but Vaan is catching Y'shtola with a bravery attack here. It's going to knock her back some, but if you see in the top right corner of your screen, he had just set up a White Whirl a couple of seconds ago. So what this is going to do is it's going to knock Y'shtola right into the White Whirl and actually shoot her away and start dealing HP damage. So basically kind of comboing with his own HP attack there. Really cool setup. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but those are still the kind of setups you can get with White Whirl, intentional or not, just because they last for so long and you can kind of place them around you on the map. So he catches Y'shtola there with White Whirl. She was off screen when he threw it out, but he picks up a kill on her, and as Cloud is focusing on Warrior of Light and killing him, Vaan shows up behind him, hits with Cruel Azul, and picks up some good HP damage on Cloud. So a nice job of just following behind enemies who are focusing on your teammates and picking up kills on them. So red team is throwing out their summon. Vaan tried to interrupt with his fireball, but wasn't able to do it in time. So now this is kind of a small map, so blue team's going to have to be careful trying to avoid Rama's attacks here. Vaan is throwing out White Whirl. He's caught in Rama's attack there, loses all of his bravery, but no one was really around to pick up on it, so not too big of an issue. He actually tries to throw out White Whirl on Y'shtola, but she dodges away and actually hits him with her HP attack, dealing about 2,000 HP damage. So once again, Vaan was kind of stuck in Rama's attack there. He was throwing out White Whirl and it kind of locked him into an animation. He actually picked up some HP damage off of it though, someone ran into it, so decent trade-off there. He actually gets caught in Y'shtola's Arrow 2 attack there, gets knocked away. You see Kain tries to use his HP attack on Vaan, and I can't really tell with the angle of where Vaughn's at and how the map is set up right here. I can't really tell why exactly it doesn't connect. I think he was just recovering from Y'shtola's attack, and I guess there's probably a frame or two where, you know, in that recovery, HP attacks can't hit you, so I would suppose that Vaan was in that recovery frame, and Kain's attack actually misses. So what Vaughn's going to do here is he's going to turn right around while Kain is stuck in that animation, hit with Cruel Azul, and pick up the kill on him with his HP attack at that point. Had already hit with over 6 HP attack, so it was doing a ton of damage. So kind of unfortunate for Kain there. That game was probably decided, you know, between 1 or 2 frames. If that attack had actually hit, it was enough to kill Vaan. But Vaughn's actually able to turn it around and pick up the kill on Kain instead, winning the game for his team. So another really dominant performance by the blue team and a really great performance here by Vaan. These 3 games kind of showcase how much of a beast that Vaan can be. He really dominated in all of these games. I know I've said it about 1,000,000 times at this point, but Vaughn's a really dangerous character. He's definitely someone I would be weary about on the opposing team. If he can just do his own thing and run amok like he has in these past 3 games, where no one's really focused him or reset his HP attack count by killing him, he can start building up HP damage like crazy. So he's definitely someone you want to focus on and not let do his game. In that same sense, Vaan is such a unique character. I wouldn't say that you really have to build a team around him to make him work or anything like that. He's really a standalone character. He just kind of looks for opportunities where the enemy team isn't focusing him, they're focusing on someone else, and just tries to hit them with HP attacks. And like I said, he's got such a variety of HP attacks. I didn't get a chance to show them all, but they all work in, different situations. He has that counter attack, which can be really useful if people are focusing on him. And he has White Whirl, like we saw on this map, where if it's a small map and people are kind of really close all the time, you can kind of use it as a zoning tool and to kind of set up combos. So Vaan is probably a good character that can fit into teams that already have, two characters that feed off of each other. Kind of like how you saw a ton of Ramza Squalls running together a few months ago. He would be a good character to kind of fit into team comps like that, I feel like. So yeah, if you enjoyed watching Vaan go hard in all these matches and really tear people up, definitely consider taking a look at the rest of Taka's YouTube videos. Like I said, he's got a ton of Vaan videos, so check him out. I've got his channel linked down below in the description. Thanks as always for watching, guys. I really appreciate the support. I will see you next week with another video. Have a good one.